So. It's weird about the music.
We're live.
On different.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order the October 9th, Norwalk Board of Directors, meeting, our Public Library Board of Directors meeting. In attendance, we have Mary Mann, Kathy Brescia, Laurel Peterson, Charles Harris, J.D. Williams, Moyna Noor. We are, Geraldo Williams and Alex Knopf are not here. So first, we need to, here comes Geraldo. First, we need to, accept the July 10th, or 11th, 2025 meeting minutes. Let the record, show that Geraldo Williams just arrived. Hi, Geraldo. Okay, can I get, a motion to accept the July 10th meeting minutes? Patsy Brescia moves. Any
Second.
comments or edits? No. So all in favor of Laura Peterson seconds? All in favor of accepting the July 10th, 2025 meeting minutes? All in favor?
Sure.
Aye.
Any abstentions or? Okay, so moved, let the record show that Alex Knopf just arrived. So, can I get a motion to accept the September 11th meeting minutes?
So moved.
Mary Mann moves. Any edits or comments? Okay. Geraldo Williams seconds, yes. And all in favor?
Alex, those are for much later in the meeting.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
Is there anyone here for public participation?
I don't know, you know, I didn't, nobody emailed, but.
Yes.
I don't see anybody.
Any more agendas?
Not that you can share with me.
Yeah, I don't see anyone.
Okay.
So wait, let me just see participants. Let me make sure. Let's go to panelists. Yes. Panelists, yeah, that's just us. Yep, no attendees.
I couldn't open a lot of things. I could open his and I could open hers, but I had trouble with. Couldn't open them. I tried 3 times. So the answer is no.
No, we sent it, you sent. After you sent
Did
it.
somebody have
You
my?
don't say that
You
you
didn't
did
get,
again.
late this afternoon.
I got your.
Yeah, no, I haven't been home, so, yeah.
Okay, so, the first, item on the agenda of the naming of the history room. I sent you an email that, at the common council meeting, last common council. The common council approved, some changes to the city ordinance around the naming of public buildings and rooms. And it now includes, the possibility to, name these things after, a living person as opposed to posthumously. So that, kind of brings, that kind of brought up the subject of something that we've been talking about for a couple of years, and that's the possibility of naming the history room after Ralph, Bloom. Ralph Bloom was designated as Norwalk's historian. He is, has been instrumental in the creation of Norwalk's, history room in the library. And I think he would be very, deserving of this, and so, would anyone else like to add any comments here? About
Yeah,
Ralph's?
just that, I asked Ralph if he would like this on, or he said he would. And he would prefer this over the giving of the books.
I think that's much more appropriate. But he also handled, the city turned over all of their files, I think maybe like 10 years ago, maybe it's more. But about 10 years ago, there was a special committee that the mayor at the time formed, and we moved everything over to the library. And he did
Who moved what?
all of the city's,
Historic.
records and archives that were originally in South Norwalk in the old city hall, which was the district's building. That, I think that was 10 years ago, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
At least 15, yeah.
Yeah, so they all came here, and so the library is a repository for the city's archives as well.
So I would move this resolution.
A second.
All in favor?
I-
Thank you to everyone. So just as far as next steps go, the ordinance, states that this, has to be brought forth before the land use committee first, and that meeting is on November 5th. So, we'll work to get this put forth before them for that meeting. And then, I believe it's the common count, then it needs to be voted by the full common council on November 11th. So and then we can, the board can work on, we'll work with Sherelle on some kind of ceremony or.
Yeah,
or-
and the plaques sometimes take a couple of months to.
Okay.
Have made.
So we'll work on that. Okay. Thank you, Alex, for that.
I had to confirm that Ralph is still a living person and he is, but that a report,
How is he?
doing good.
Is he good? Okay, so, the next thing I have is I also sent you just 2 days ago, this, a link to, a new law that was passed, Senate Bill 271, an act concerning school and public libraries from the 2025 Connecticut legislative session. It was passed May 31st, and most of the provisions became effective July 1st. So, I don't know if you all had a chance to read part of it. A lot of it deals with school, libraries, but there is just generally a big chunk that also deals with city public libraries. And, it mandates that school boards and public libraries develop 3 policies. A collection, development, and maintenance policy, a library program and display policy, and a library material review and reconsideration policy. So I just, just
So
told them to
basically,
Sherelle, yeah.
our team, so we knew about it, our team basically worked on it, Vicky, Cindy, Lori, just as the management team, so they worked on revising it according to the statements that the state wants them to make. The state wanted to see them before we have them approved by the board, just to make sure that everything is okay. So I will send up. I keep thinking it's the custodian, so I will send those around, but the state does have them, I'm just waiting to hear back from them.
But we're not gonna see them before the state.
They want to see them just so they can make sure that everything is okay.
Yeah.
And then we send them to you for approval, so you would have
Well, why can't we see them at the same time they go to the state?
We can do that.
Uh,
I'll send them out
and
tonight.
then we can discuss it and approve it.
Well, they wanna wait for the approval.
I'm not saying we should approve it
okay,
yet,
okay.
but I don't see why they should have the only first dibs, and we might have comments. that might be pertinent. Yeah.
I mean, I think the intent of this law is to shore up our free speech
Yeah.
laws, especially in, with regards to libraries and books. So I think super important, and it's like, I think, as a board, that's one of our major, kind of charges is to make sure that we have policies in place to protect that, so.
Is there a motion or anything? that-
No, no motion, that's just a
Yeah.
FYI information, and then we'll be seeing the policies and hopefully, you know, looking through them and having. So,
So on that subject, I brought this page from the seventh, the Norwalk Hour. Still read the paper. On the libraries and the issue. I don't know if people saw it and would you want to copy it if they didn't see it
about banned books
yeah, there are two articles.
from the out. Well, I have a subscription to the out.
It was,
I get it digitally now, I don't have to pull them.
I have to hold it. I hold books too.
I do too.
And this morning, Bob was here, Bob Duff, he had a little press conference. Today I had an emergency doctor's appointment, so I couldn't go, but Evelyn, our award-winning librarian, spoke. Today Cindy and her crew displayed, banned books, so. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it would be great if we, yeah.
Well, we have to stay on top of the issue.
Sorry.
Are you getting requests? No, I was actually it, my first, I think the first year I was
We
here.
had one.
We had one.
Yes.
Which we dealt with seriously and thoroughly and.
And we actually, I think we revamped our,
Mm,
the policy
mm,
at that point.
Mhm.
yeah, we did.
Good to know. Yeah. Well, and Bob was, I think he was a major sponsor of this bill.
And he's been very, very supportive and keeps up with, library trends.
Okay, so those are the two things I had,
So good evening again, everyone. The first on, the agenda for me is the Burnaby Library. It's an, older library that used to be at 51 Richards Avenue, which was the former Staples and Ashley Furniture site. So it was a science and technology library. And our John DiDomizio, who's been a wonderful Norwalk Public Library benefactor, he's going to present 2 lectures at our library in December and in January from his extensive research on the Burnaby Library. He also approached me about having an exhibit here at the main library, and he, Cindy, and I met. And we're thinking of having an exhibit in the Studio One area. We haven't figured out exactly what it looks like, but he wants to sort of replicate, some of the science and technology. And I thought, that we should also enlist Vance Alexander, who does the miniatures, and have him do something with, the Burnaby Library. So,
You know, it would be good to reach out to the community college with those people. It's still technical. And there are,
and John has.
Did we absorb that library or did you?
No,
no.
no.
What happened to it?
So it's Smithsonian,
Mhm.
it's big.
Oh,
Yeah, so
okay.
it's Smithsonian, so John is doing all the research. There's also a library in California that he's reached out to, hasn't heard back from them as yet. The Smithsonian, he said, he reached out to them, they love the idea. So, he also has some local businesses that he wants to reach out to, so, yeah.
Are there any of the Berkeley still, the area?
They think, grandchildren maybe in Wilton.
They should write them.
Yeah,
Oh, that's,
and which schools are, the tech school?
Here locally?
No.
Where merged with
E-Tech?
The elementary, huh? Sorry?
Norwalk Tech merged with NCC.
No, I know,
Oh, yeah,
I know that, 'cause, you know, I was chairman of that
Yeah,
board
okay, yeah.
before, yeah, so, no, I mean the, elementary. And
Oh.
there's science and marine science and
So I know Marine.
P-Tech also.
P-Tech would be good.
Yeah, well, that's the high school.
Is Roten still a science?
Well, that's what I don't.
Science magnet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's science magnet.
But Jefferson, the science,
Yeah, well, that's what I'm confused.
Elementary,
with.
Marine,
yeah.
I don't know if that was the Marine,
I
Okay,
think they're marine,
yeah.
but that, but
this is so fascinating.
It's-
I've never.
remember when it was
Mhm.
dedicated, you must remember that, I can't
I
remember what
remember.
decade.
the pain. I don't think I was at the dedication. I remember
Yeah,
going into it when it existed,
It's beautiful.
talking to
yeah,
a short man, Mr. Bernie, was
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
a.
It was founded in 1941.
But
Mm.
they built a new building.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
We couldn't find a picture of it, we looked online. we couldn't
Ask
find it.
Ralph.
Mhm.
So,
That's great. I think
yeah.
This will be.
It's gonna be fascinating. So we'll discuss, he has some ideas, I sent the letter for the foundation, so we can discuss that, you know, in the foundation report. So, any questions? Okay, so, the last meeting we discussed, the library museum passport newsletter. And, we piloted it, I believe, a couple of weeks ago. Raven actually designed, the newsletter, and we got really great feedback. People were really
It was really good.
appreciative, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
It was very appreciative of it. I was very shocked. I got a couple of emails. Circulation supervisor, I'm sorry, circulation staff member, Susan, pulled together some stats, on the circulation of the passes. And I have them tonight for your review, but the top four circulating are, Beardsley Zoo, Stepping Stones Museum for Children, the newly added Metropolitan Museum for Art, and, the Stanford Museum of Nature. I was glad to see that, our new path is actually going out to. So we think we're gonna try it monthly and just, you
You
know,
mean modern?
the newsletter.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like, because what happens is they send us like all of their different exhibits and different things, so people can know what's going on and decide whether they wanna check them out. Moving on, Manresa Island, that's been in the news quite a bit. So working, with Mark Jefferson, the main library is now a document repository for Manresa Island's, Connecticut deep draft. So they have the draft here that anybody can look at. And it's basically, the permit for proposed development in regard to the environmental requirements for the site. So people can come here to the history room and take a look if they want to know what's going on. Or
It's
see the
not on
permit.
digital, it's not,
So they talked about, I know we have it, physically, and when I spoke to him, he had mentioned bringing over a flash drive. So we could have it digitally as well. Right. The graffiti. You may not have seen it tonight as you walked in, but the graffiti, was removed from the library. There were some remnants left, but, they came and painted and scraped off some of the remnants. The only part that hasn't been removed is on the container that's in the parking lot, so hopefully that will be taken care of soon. But it was just great to have it off of the building. Did they catch them? We saw them, I didn't even follow up with that. I did see them on the video, like two young boys, probably middle school age. So the police have it, yeah. Yep. And, so we know that the fence was removed between the two parcels, between one Belden and 3 Belden. The sidewalk was installed, but there was still a parking space that, was in front of the sidewalk. So they did come over and block off the parking space, which is good, so nobody can park there. So that was great.
That was, and, you know, that was great. It didn't take me 10 years to get.
Yeah.
10 years to get.
Yeah.
Yes, in progress, yes. Only one reminder. Okay, so for the capital budget update, Matt Halverson, who's the city fleet manager, he said the estimated delivery is the end of November for the electric, van, so that's great. And this is great, yes.
One thing it did, there's the plug-in that we use here for the little mobile.
Mobile, yeah. Mhm.
And could you use that for this one?
Yeah.
Great.
So that's great.
The more I can go and charge it, then.
You can come to my house.
Well,
So, and speaking of the charging station, so, we had a plan for the Sono, EV chargers to be installed. The work for the parking lot, that, the price has gone up. So right now, we're looking to see what we can do, with the money that we were allotted in the capital budget in order to just get this thing done. I wanna say roughly, don't quote me on it, but I think roughly about 10,000.
Really?
Wow, it went up quite a bit, yeah. But it's something like, if we can just get this done before winter and before, the prices continue to go up. So I hope to know at least by Monday, like what we're going to do.
Okay, I noted in August that you were asking some questions, in regards to what's the city gonna do. Did they ever respond back to you?
The city approved. So they approved it in the budget.
Oh,
I think I forget his name, your guy went to SNU to
mhm.
see, but I think, money's just tight everywhere. So.
Okay.
I can, if you all approve or want me to go back to the city. I just know those coffers, they say are there.
Well, I think it's good to let them know that it's over, because the next time we need something.
It was same with the van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keeps going up.
Prices keep increasing.
They need to be educated.
There was an article last week that the state has left unspent either tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars for installing EV chargers. And the state is apparently been sitting on its hands. I can't verify what, but that's what the article said. And it may be that you could talk to the city grants. If that's what Michelle still does, if you
Okay.
could access some of the state money.
Check with Bob.
Mm,
Bob too,
So-
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
okay.
sounds good. But here we are again, we run into, once, the cold weather sets in.
Can't pay. Mm-mm.
So hopefully, so thank you for that, Alex.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Mm-mm.
So the part-time hourly rate increase update, Lamont and I met with Jared, the finance director, and his team. So he stated that he supports the raises, for staff, he just doesn't know what it looks like and what it will entail yet. He discussed percentage raises versus the dollar amount raises that I proposed. So nothing was firmed up.
Were they correlated?
He's gonna look into that, so they were looking at like 3%, 4% increase. So we'll see if it correlates or not, he's going to look into that, he said. But then I'm still wondering, like, we can give them the raises, but, is it going to be substantial enough for people not having raises for like 10 years?
Absolutely.
I am.
You know.
So that's
I don't think it is.
no, I mean,
3% isn't enough.
It's not-
It's like a cost of living.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
But the point I wanted to make is that, you know, we got asked for a lot. We have, our part-timers are very dedicated. I mean, we have a very good library. And, you know, we don't want staff to feel that other people are having, new positions, you know, raises and things like that, or having Stanford non-degreed people get paid more than our degree people. So.
But is it this year that he's approved it, or?
So I mentioned-
That's the key.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it would be, so I mentioned, you had mentioned about a special concession. Possibly, I mentioned that and they basically proved that. And so this would be the consideration for next
So he,
fiscal year.
so he hasn't moved on it.
No. Um,
Did you get it right?
Yeah.
Well, actually,
Email.
I think I did, and then I done some research on what the percentage raises look like. So I included that, so actually I did follow up.
Well, I just have one other comment on that. If it is for the next budget year, 3%
It's nuts.
doesn't make any significant increase.
No.
And so we need to articulate our position early and often.
Yeah. 100%. So once you hear back from him in terms of his analysis, we can go back to him, you know, with. But if it's not, adequate.
And it's not, you know, anybody, I mean, I'm sure they get raises and make sure they have raises.
Yeah.
So why would you not want your people that work with you? That makes no sense. As a person of nature, that makes no sense.
Perhaps we should look at calculating the percentage ourselves. I can help you with that. And that way we would know, you know what you're working with.
No.
No. Yeah, but we should know if it's 3% or 7%.
So one of the, you know, I'll have to think about an article, I think in one of them, it was 7%, but that was 7% for like the cost of, living and that sort of thing. But it didn't say anything about not having raises for.
Yeah, that's the point, yes.
So,
But that's why it's good to have it, at least you know
yeah.
what you're arguing.
And then I have some proposals for what we are going to ask for in this year's budget, so
Right.
that's that packet. But that's just for you to review and for us to talk about at the next meeting.
Okay, great.
So I will,
That's good. Let's start.
yeah.
So I didn't get to print out the agenda. Is there anything on the agenda to
Yeah,
talk about
I-
the expansion and renovation?
No, not for that.
Okay.
There you go. Hopefully for next meeting, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
here,
my
share.
concern is budget time, and I
Yeah.
tried to find the
That'll
schedule
work.
for. There's an
I did
open,
mine too.
He gave.
there's an open meeting prior to them setting, all the departments setting their budgets, which I've got into the charter revision. And I don't know if we missed it, but this is for people like us to go and say, this is what we would like for the city. And I don't know if we missed that opportunity.
So, I mean, we would need that for, I mean, we have money allocated for the purposes of,
You have to keep.
for the strategic thing. Oh, you're talking about other things.
No, well, other things or, you know, to solidify. The reason I'm saying this, basically, I was surprised about the West Rocks. I didn't realize.
Mm,
Yeah, and that's a big
So,
nut.
yeah.
And
mhm.
so we're in competition now with that big nut of West Rocks. And this opportunity is to inform staff and the decision makers that we're there. So if it's not too late, we should try to go.
Yeah.
It's a hearing of all the department heads, and it's only a year. They did it last year for the first time, so this would be the second year.
When is it?
Well, that's.
You're not sure,
Yeah,
okay.
So busy, and I
Yeah.
thought I brought the calendar, but I brought just the common council. And it's not, I don't have it printed out, so.
Is that big, but, 'cause I think you all have it in, one of the packets, is that for the city finance, meetings?
Now, this is, I'm trying to think if it's planning and zoning or the board of estimate that's chairing the meeting. I can't remember which one it is.
I'll find it.
It's gotta be online.
Yeah, I think it's important too, and it just seems like the stronger people, or the people who come out, like, they get what they need, like, we try to be nice or whatever, it's like just kind of the hurry up and wait. So,
We gotta advocate.
yeah. And I'm ready. Everything.
Got our boxes closed, so.
It's just, I mean, because we're open 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Often 10 hours and we're always public facing. And so, I just don't want the staff or the library to take them for granted. So. I'm ready whenever everybody's ready. And that is it. For my report, we've already covered, Ralph, so that's it for my report.
Okay. So if there's nothing else, please make a motion to adjourn.
I tell them.
Second.
Patsy moves, Laurel second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
It's